Have you ever noticed that after you pay your bills, you're left with next to no cash and no idea where it went? You patiently wait for the next payday, only to see it all disappear, and you're left in the same position again. No cash, no savings, no investments. The only things that stick around are your money worries and that annoying debt. In this video, I'm going to share the tool that gave me the biggest payday of my life and transformed my finances forever. By using this simple tool, I turned from someone who worried about money and had no idea where it was going, with zero savings or investments, into someone who was confident with their cash, knew where every penny was going on autopilot, and was finally investing their way to financial freedom. Back in 2016, my investment income finally covered my living expenses, and I was financially free at 34. Now, I've been asked many times, if you could give one piece of advice to help people with their finances, what would it be? My answer is the tool. Before I show you what the fucking tool is that I keep banging on about, I want to show you where I started. In the noughties, after uni, I worked in a factory during the week and lived for the weekends. I paid for my rent, my mobile, and spent the rest on alcohol and going out.
Bye-bye then.
Loser.
Meeting Lou sparked my desire to improve my financial situation. Not in anything that she said, I just knew that I was punching above my weight, which was reinforced by every one of my friends. If I had any hope of keeping a girl like her interested, I felt like I needed to become a man of value. The problem was, I wasn't. I was in debt to my eyeballs. I was only earning $14K a year and I had no idea how to turn things around. Sometimes you need to hit a low point to instigate change. I was ready. I started researching personal finance and how to become debt-free, so I could finally become the man I wanted to be and look after a woman like Lou. I stumbled across Martin Lewis's website, moneysavingexpert.com. His advice had a massive impact on me and my finances. He was the one who introduced me to the tool. Martin and the Money Saving Expert team do an amazing job educating people on how to save money. He has guides on every consumer expense you can think of and how to reduce what you pay. His advice is simple and effective. I'd never thought of doing this stuff. I felt like a fool. What had I been doing this whole time?
The who? The her.
I started working through his website during lunch breaks, evenings, and weekends. It was like going back to school, only good and useful. I started putting his advice into action, and I saw immediate results. As a general rule of thumb, the more you've hidden away from your finances, the longer you've stayed with the same utility providers, the longer you've been in debt, the less that you've negotiated, the more
The who?
No, the more potential a tool has for you. And when I say potential, I'm talking about the biggest payday of your life. It's ultimately one big question which will determine how well you handle money. Do you spend more than you earn? In my experience, most people don't know, some are deluded, and the minority actually know. Where are you? You might ask, how do you find out? The answer is the tool. The simple and effective way to find out if you spend more than you earn is to create a budget. The tool is a budget. Record all the pennies coming in over 12 months. Record all the pennies going out over 12 months and calculate the difference. Wait, where are you going? Don't click away. Look, I'll be straight with you. This solution is simple and effective, but it just seems like a massive, overwhelming and boring task. Well, it did for me anyway, but fortunately for you, it doesn't have to be like that. You see, not a lot of people know this, but budgets are sexy. Why did the budget start working out and wearing designer clothes? I don't know, honey. Because it wanted to show off its assets and have a sexy balance. Take off your clothes. Did it work?
Oh my god.
Yeah? Okay, well, if that's not doing it for you, how about this? My dad was struggling with personal finance, so I helped him create a budget. It was as fun as pulling teeth. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember saving him over £1,000 a month. I was surprised, and he couldn't believe it. That's the equivalent to a £12,000 pay rise. One of my coaching clients used the tool to save £1,082 and 62 pence a month. Specifics noted. He was delighted with saving an additional £12,991 and 44 pence a year. And here's the kicker. He barely changed his lifestyle. Are you willing to work 8 hours for £12,000 to £13,000? That could be on offer for you. Now, I can't guarantee you'll get the same result, but even if we're being ultra conservative and you're able to save just 10% of that amount, would you be willing to work 8 hours for £1,200 or £1,300? What are you currently getting paid each day? For most people, creating a budget for the first time is the biggest payday of their lives. Have you cashed in yet? Following Martin's advice, calculated my disposable income and created a budget. It totally transformed my mindset around finances. I went from being financially oblivious, living paycheck to paycheck, to being fully aware of my shit financial position and wanting to improve it immediately. Now, I can't remember the specifics, but when I input the data into the tool, my disposable income came out at around £100 a month. I felt pathetic. £100 a month for 50 years would net me 60 grand. Great, when I'm almost dead, I can finally afford a house deposit. This wasn't a fun discovery, but I needed it. Awareness is the first step towards victory. It might make you feel guilt, shame, or embarrassment, but you can finally find the motivation to do something about it. That's how I felt about my finances, but thanks to the tool, I got to work. In an attempt to create more disposable income, I worked through the website and completed every consumer guide I could find on every expense that I had. I completed the car insurance guide to make sure we had the best deal. I completed the guide on electric bills to make sure we had the best utility deal. MoneySavingExpert.com.
Completely, mate.
I essentially went through every single expense and asked myself, can I switch provider, negotiate a better rate, or eliminate it? When you start negotiating, find cheaper deals, or ditching them altogether, you start increasing disposable income. Initially, I used the extra cash each month to pay down my debt. And before I knew it, I was debt-free. And my disposable income had increased to around £600 a month. I'd find an extra 500 quid a month. I was rich. I wasn't. But the tool had created a new money problem that I hadn't accounted for. What should I do with this money? After Googling what to do with spare cash, I stumbled upon investing and the FIRE movement. FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. FIRE is about speeding up the path to financial freedom by living on less and investing the difference. Once your investment pot's value is 25 times greater than your annual living expenses, or put another way, your annual living expenses are 4% of your investment pot, you're financially independent, freeing you up to spend your time however you like. The frugal part puts most people off, but let me explain why it's so important. Do you know the impact that reducing your expenses by 13k a year has on your financial freedom? Spending 13 grand a year less equals £325,000 less in your retirement portfolio. So, if you want to know how much you need to be financially free, you need to create a budget and calculate your annual living expenses. Once you know your annual living expenses, you multiply that number by 25. Before you start freaking out about how you're going to save £1 million, remember, you don't need to save $1 million to get $1 million.
Say what?
You invest in the stock market and let compound interest do its thing. If you invested £2,000 a year from 18 to 25, so 16 grand altogether, and you got 10% returns and stopped investing for the rest of your life, at 65, your portfolio would be worth over 1.1 million. I can hear the butt parade now.
But I'm not 25.
But I can't save £2 grand a year.
But I don't want to wait until I'm 65.
Loser.
Look, it's okay. It's never too late to start. Save what you can, work on it over time, and retire when you want. And I've got something that can help. Creating a budget, reducing my expenses, and increasing my spare cash all contributed to me doing a total 180 on my finances. It was the starting point that eventually led me to financial freedom. It had such a big impact on me, and I want the same for you. So, after months of dicking around on spreadsheets, I created a tool to help you with all of that. It's called the Financial Freedom Planner. It offers a simplified budget with video tutorials, guides on how to reduce your expenses, helps you increase disposable income, calculate your net worth, my 5-bucket budgeting system for automatic money management. It estimates your financial freedom date based on the information you filled in for your budget. There's an investing forecast feature you can play around with to predict future returns based on your investment return, your age, current investment pot, how much you'll invest each year, and when you plan to retire. And a debt destroyer to help you calculate your debt-free date, show you how overpayments reduce the time frame as well as the interest you pay, and a monthly payment schedule which is automatically created to show you which debts to pay down first. The Financial Freedom Planner proves that anyone can become financially free. You don't have to be special, I'm certainly not. You just have to be willing to face your reality, course correct, and start heading in the right direction based on your goals and needs. You'll need a day to complete it, which sounds like a lot of work, and it is, but I promise you it's worth it. You could free up thousands or even tens of thousands of pounds for a day's work. The Financial Freedom Planner costs £19.99 plus VAT, and the link is in the description, but you don't need it. You can do everything that it offers for free, but it will just take you longer. Here's how. Download your statements for the last 12 months. You need to account for everything. Record all your income and all your expenses over a year and calculate the difference. This is your disposable income. Estimate your financial freedom number by multiplying your annual expenses by 25. Clarify your current position. Combine the value of all your investments, including ISAs, Roth IRAs, SIPs, and 401ks, and any workplace pensions. Take the combined total of your investments away from your financial freedom number. So if you have 50k invested across all your accounts, you subtract that from 500k and you're left with a 450 shortfall to financial freedom. Estimate your time to financial freedom. Take your annual disposable income and decide how much of it you plan to invest based on your goals and circumstances. For this example, I'll use 50%. Put your current portfolio value and the amount you plan to invest each year into a compound interest calculator. Generate 10% returns, which will represent a global index tracker. Now note how long it will take you to reach your financial freedom number. Are you happy with the time frame? If so, great, you're on track. If not, try reducing your expenses to decrease your financial freedom number. Try increasing your income to spend your disposable cash and accelerate your path to financial freedom by investing more until you hit a level you're satisfied with. If you put your income and expenses into the financial freedom planner, it'll work all of that out for you automatically. But at least you have the choice. The Financial Freedom Planner has a cool feature where you can input your investment portfolio total next to your age, input your annual investment contributions, alter the yield of the investment if you want to be more conservative, and see what portfolio value you achieve over time. Play around with the numbers and see what's achievable right now. Once you've created a budget, reduced your spending, and automated the process, it's time to turn your attention to increasing income. Now, if you like the idea of starting a side hustle, then check out this video here, where I show you how I started a publishing business on the side, which allowed me to quit my job after 7 months and earn over $1 million in royalties. I'll see you over there. Sorry, 1 second. Shall I ask him to hit like and subscribe for the YouTube algo?
Loser.